Why do people prostrate before the master?
This is a great question because it upsets a lot of people. They see videos on YouTube or whatever of people coming up and bowing down before another human being and the master. I think one, on the lower level, the first reason is because other people do it. And it's always been done and it's a tradition. But on a more heartfelt level, I've done that. I have a master, and many times I've bowed down to him. And there isn't a fixed way that it is bowing down to the master. It's not like every time you bow down to the master you get the same experience, or that everybody who bows down to the master gets the same experience. So each time you do it, it's different, and how it's different is given by who you're being that it is. If one is showing off to others, making a display about how devoted one is, then you'll have one kind of experience. But it is possible, when you come before another human being, to see them, to be that they are in such a way that you get them as the supreme power, and that what you're saying is, I prostrate myself to that supreme power. I take the position of student. I ask you to teach me. I show humility in my posture so that you can, so that I can be at a place where you can show me something. So that if I'm full of myself and thinking that I know everything, and I'm making postures that display that and making gestures and words that display that, then how can I be taught? So the bowing down to the master is like a critical part. It is saying, no, please show me and teach me. But it's entirely given by who the person doing it at the time is. I've seen people bow down to the master at his feet and immediately passed out. In fact, there was one time where I was doing security on a line where thousands of people were coming by and making a prostration to the master, and every 10th person would just drop. So there's also in that connection other aspects that are much harder to define. But really what gives it is who you're being, that person is. That the master isn't gaining anything from you really. He's just there, you're projecting something onto him. And each person projects differently onto that master. And he's sitting there emanating. He's sitting there as pure presence. And you come by and you make that contact. So it's part of the path of devotion. And it's never the same twice. How you get it is given by who you're being that it is at the time. It's not for everybody. Some people just couldn't bow their head to another human being. They just haven't got it in them to do that. They think, I'm as good as anybody. I know as much as everybody or anybody. Nobody knows more than me. Nobody can give me anything I haven't already got. This is the way they think. And then there are others that think the guru meaning darkness, ru meaning light, the guru can take me from darkness to light. So I humble myself and ask for his help. And tremendous feelings can be felt. It's a very powerful thing. And maybe to start with, you do it from an acting point. Oh, and you see in the video, perhaps it's all a bit funny. But then, as you go down and come into contact, maybe you do come into a closer, you see in the mirror more clearly. And so you move forward. So the next time that happens, there's more reality. And like anything, if you persist in it, you grow in it. One time, some years ago in Pushkar, I was with this Swami, and he had his lot of followers, and he had invited me onto the stage, and he was giving a big satsang. And then the darshan came, so he said, no, you stay there, they come by you as well. So I sat there, and then all these beautiful people from Rajasthan, really amazing people, came by and just showed me respect. I sat on the stage, they came by, they touched me or whatever. And to start with, it was like, whoa, what the hell? This is not right. You know, what are they doing? But then I just thought, get out of the way, just go. And went into that inner place. And for me at that point, it was like their love and respect was pushing me into a place of wholeness, into a place where I could disappear, into a place of pure presence. What they got from it, I don't know. But for me, it was very, very beautiful to be shown that respect and that love. And a very, very simple thing. I mean, basically, it's all empty. There's no one spiritual path that's any more real than any others. There's no one spiritual viewpoint that's any more real than any others. It's all completely fake. It's all completely illusory. Reality is something else altogether. There's no one form that's more real than another. There's no one type of knowledge that's more real than another. It's all equally unreal. And it's all equally real. And so we think that it's the form. We think that the phenomenal form of everything is what you've got to look at. No, the only thing to look at is your being. Who are you being? That this is. Are you being that everything works? Are you being that if I humble myself to the Guru, I will receive? Because there's no fixed way that anything is. And that's the critical point that liberates us from the world of form. Is that there's no fixed way that anything is. Nothing's the same twice. Everything's what you make it. And that's why everybody gets such a huge, from one guru that people come up to, huge variety of experiences will come. But as I've said before somewhere, I think it is very important that in some part of our life, the awesomeness of this beauty brings us to a prostration. And we realize, oh my God, thank you so much for giving me this life, for filling me with these feelings, for making it so utterly beautiful. And to pranam in humility and gratitude and total openness, and to let everything go. At the Master's feet, you can let everything go. At the best, at the Master's feet, that contact puts you into that incredible place. It's said that you can be put in that incredible place, human beings can put each other in that incredible place by a look, by a touch, or by a word. And so when they make physical contact with the Master, that's when a touch can do it. Not always, maybe. But even you could kiss the feet of a beggar from the right point, and that touch will put you right in it. And that's what's amazing, because the divine exists everywhere and everything all the time. But the Master avails himself to be an embodiment of that. Who he is to himself is not the point. It's who I am being that he is, that's the point. So it's a wonderful thing. And you know, the other end of the scale is like with Tibetan Buddhists. They take fantastic commitments to prostrate millions of times to a deity, or to an image of a guru, or to the Lama, or to the Dalai Lama. Millions and millions of times. And that's a full body thing, and that's their way. And you see them doing it, and it's just phenomenal. Or they go on. I went to Buddhist monks once, going from Los Angeles all the way to San Francisco. Full pranam, stretch out, walk 3 paces, full pranam, stretch out. Everything is empty. It's who we're being that it is that gives us how we get it. That's the point.